If your retinas have been literally scorched recently by a flashing, booming, hyper-intense sports video, trust me, you are definitely not alone. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're not just talking about your standard sports highlights. Oh no, we are deconstructing a massive, dopamine-fueled digital subculture. We're going to dive deep into the data, the audio, and the sheer, unadulterated mythology of the Ronaldo edit phenomenon. So strap in, because we're moving fast. Rocket kick. Rocket emoji, fire emoji, boom. That's literally all it takes. Uttered with just absolute deadpan intensity, this isn't just a simple caption. It's a battle cry. When a phrase like that hits your feed, you're no longer just casually scrolling. You are instantly pulled into this chaotic, high-stakes, hyper-edited world of digital football fandom. It's aggressive, it's right in your face, and man, is it incredibly effective. Now, what's truly staggering here is the sheer scale we're dealing with. 25,400. That's the number of active, engaged likes on a single video. And you might be wondering, what was this video even showcasing? A legendary championship goal? Some gravity-defying bicycle kick? Nope. It was a video simply titled White Kit, accompanied by a heart emoji. Let that sink in. Over 25,000 people stopped scrolling just to validate a heavily edited loop of a player simply wearing a specific colored jersey. And it absolutely doesn't stop there. Take this next number. 22,900 likes. The caption for this one, just this clip, followed by a skull emoji. Literally this clip, dead skull. That's the whole shebang. These numbers just brilliantly illustrate how these tiny micro moments command such massive immediate engagement. Creators don't need to explain the context of the game or, the tactical brilliance of a play. The edit itself, the flashing lights, the wild slow motion, that does all the heavy lifting for them. Section 1. Anatomy of a fan edit. So, underneath all those flashing lights and skull emojis, there's actually a pretty exact science to creating these viral sensations. These hashtags, hashtag After Effects, hashtag Reverse, Promo, Funk, these aren't just random tags thrown in for luck. Think of them as the sacred architectural blueprints creators use to manufacture a modern digital demigod. They tell us exactly what tools are in play here. You've got After Effects for that dizzying visual distortion, Reverse to manipulate time and make a standard movement look completely otherworldly, and Funk to set that chaotic mood. It is a precise, calculated recipe for virality. And this comparison is a perfect example of what these creators are ultimately trying to do. A caption reading, "Game times real life," followed by the goat and fire emojis. The editors are intentionally blurring the lines here. They're grabbing standard, everyday broadcast footage of a soccer match and slapping on so many visual effects that it completely stops looking like a Tuesday night fixture. Instead, it starts looking like the final boss fight in some high-end video game. They are literally elevating reality into fantasy. So, the absolutely crucial question is, what actually drives all this engagement? Coming in first, we've got the purely aesthetic White Kit edit pulling 25.4K likes. Second is this nostalgic greatest version edit sitting at 21.3K. And way down in third place, the step over skill edit, which is an actual technical football maneuver sitting at just 8.2K likes. It's kind of hilarious, right? Purely aesthetic choices are driving literally 3 times as much engagement as actual athletic skill. In this bizarre world, the vibe is overwhelmingly more important than the sport itself. Section 2, the funk soundscape. Okay, so if the visual effects are the muscles of the video, the audio environment is absolutely the pounding heartbeat. You will never ever hear standard stadium noise or regular commentary in one of these edits. If you aren't familiar with funk and specifically these super slowed remixes, it's basically this heavy, aggressively bass-boosted subgenre of electronic and hip-hop music. It is literally engineered to rattle your phone speakers. Creators completely toss out the standard broadcast audio in favor of these heavily manipulated, distorted beats. Why? Because it instantly makes even the most mundane, boring action look cinematically intense. And you've got to treat these track titles with some serious respect. Kind of like modern classical symphonies in this space. Semispazio, super slowed. Montage and pow. Mundo vai. Montage bounty. Delivered with complete academic seriousness, these aren't just background songs. This specific Brazilian-influenced, heavily distorted music elevates a simple 5-yard soccer pass into an act of literal warfare. It dictates the pacing, the rapid-fire cuts, and the overall adrenaline spike of the entire video. But if we dig into the data, we actually found the holy grail track for these edits, Eu vou descer em Lucasere. This specific high-octane Brazilian track scored the single most viral edit we analyzed, that 25.4K white kit video. It has officially cemented itself as the absolute secret sauce for views. If you want to hijack the algorithm right now, you don't necessarily need a better clip. You just need to perfectly sync your visual transitions to this exact bass drop. Moving into section 3, the main character mythos. All right, so we've covered the crazy visuals and the booming audio, but the true magic happens in how these creators use text to just completely rewrite reality. It all starts with these bold, sweeping declarations. The best player in the world, complete with the goat and fire emojis. Now, in a normal sports debate, this would be a topic for endless, nuanced discussion with, statistics and historical declaration made by the teenager editing the video. The goat emoji seals it. The debate is over before it even begins. And boy, does the internet lore escalate fast. Take this next phrase, UNCL owner. The player is no longer just a participant in the UEFA Champions League. According to this digital mythos, he is declared its literal owner. He holds the deed. It's this massive, hyperbolic exaggeration that fans just absolutely eat up, completely elevating an athlete from a mere competitor to a conquering emperor. Honestly, this next bit is probably my favorite part of the whole phenomenon. The phrase, the greatest version. Notice the word version there. These editors are treating different eras of a player's career, like playing for Manchester United versus Real Madrid, like they're anime power-ups or software updates. It's like, yeah, version 1.0 is great, but version 3.0 has the upgraded step-over skill. It gamifies real human beings in such a fascinating way, which all culminates in this main character. And notice the shift here from the goat emoji to the crown emoji. That is literally the ultimate compliment in Gen Z internet culture. It officially centers the athlete not just on the pitch, but as the protagonist of the entire universe. Everyone else on the field, they're just an NPC, a non-playable character, existing purely to witness the main character's glory. So to synthesize this whole wild phenomenon, the formula is actually super clear. Step 1, rip the broadcast footage. Step 2, apply heavy After Effects and reverse timing to just totally blur reality. Step 3, layer in that aggressively distorted funk audio. And Step 4, crown the main character using hyperbolic emojis and text. That is the exact step-by-step formula of how a regular 10-second sports highlight is meticulously transformed into a viral, digital religious experience. Which leaves us with one massive, slightly mind-bending question to ponder. When millions of us engage with these heavily altered, bass-boosted, emoji-laden videos, are we still actually watching sports? Or are we watching the real-time creation of modern mythology? The next time you find yourself totally mesmerized by a looping, slow-motion edit on your feed, ask yourself what you're really being sold. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and definitely keep questioning what you see.